Alpha 1921, monitor tower 128.8. KO 3168, Boston ground, pushback at discretion.
Serving ground, Delta 1920, come around the corner on November for the ramp.
1920, Boston ground, taxi to the ramp via Alpha Echo.
Ramp Alpha Echo, Delta 1920.
Air 33, turn right heading 140, runway 9 takeoff.
Right 140. Break 3168, contact Boston Center 133.42, good day.
3342, Rick Air 3168, good day.
Patrick 183, when reaching 13,000, reduced to 280 knots.
United 532, do you have the Boston Airport in sight, 1 o'clock, 2 miles?
Affirmative, United 532.
United 532, cross 10 DME at 3,000, cleared visual approach runway 4 right.
Commodore 449, Sandy Tower, you're 5 miles from trail of an RJ, wind 190 at 15, runway 18 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 18 left, Comair 449.
Hello, I'm Lonnie Johnson, and I'm the president of the Hendersonville RC Club here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. This club was founded 28 years ago, and it is a Tennessee nonprofit corporation. Its primary function is to provide for its members a mechanism to enjoy common interest among the members. But above and beyond that, the club provides community service and education in all aspects of the sport of radio-controlled model aircraft. Among the things that we do to support the community is we put on 2 events each year, one in the spring and one in the fall, where the public is invited to come out and see various types of model aircraft perform and do aerobatics and watch pilots do their thing. The other thing that we've just started, and we just had our first class last month, is to teach basic aerodynamics to an 8th grade class out at Knox-Doss. Today we currently have approximately 30 members, and we meet 3rd Friday of each month at the Hendersonville Hospital in their community room in the lobby of the hospital. We would like to invite anyone who's interested to please attend one of our meetings. Now, the club flies at the Saunders Ferry Park here in Hendersonville, out by the lake. It's a very beautiful park. We've been blessed by the city of Hendersonville and the Parks Department that provide us with this area to fly our model aircraft. Anyone who is interested in the sport, who wants to come out and learn to fly, we will provide them with an instructor who will take them out and teach them in a very controlled environment how to fly these radio-controlled model aircraft. What's coming up on this video? You're going to see flights by Jeff Jordan, Don Lewis, Bill Carroll, and Jeff Geisinger. These are people who are members of the club, who are very experienced at what they're doing, and they will put on a pretty good show for you. You're also going to get some electrifying advice from Don Lewis concerning electric flying. That is, aircraft that are powered by electric motors instead of gas. And Jeff is going to speak about what the big boys do. And we're talking about aircraft of this size or larger. And Dick Tonin will be talking about the Middle Tennessee RC Club Association, which the Hendersonville RC Club is a member of. Dick will also talk about the AMA. The AMA is the Academy of Model Aeronautics. It's a national organization for the support of clubs and members throughout the United States in regards to this sport. The Hendersonville RC Club is one of the 8 members of this organization of Middle Tennessee clubs, and we come together and put on several events each year and pool our resources so that we can put on a big show. The first one for this year will be hosted by the Hendersonville RC Club Association on April the 26th at our flying field, and it's going to be the spring fly-in for the Middle Tennessee RC Club Association. And I would like to invite each and every one of you to come to this event because we'll have somewhere between 60 and 80 pilots from all over Middle Tennessee of various sizes of aircraft, from a whole lot larger than this, that will be out there demonstrating what they can do with these models. I would like to invite each and every one of you there this spring and come and enjoy it. There'll be refreshments provided throughout the day, and I hope that you will enjoy this event and this video. And if you get the chance, you need to come fly with us.
Hi, my name's Jeff Geisinger. I'm a member here at the Hendersonville Flying Club. This is a foam Tana kit that I make. I cut these out in my house, in my garage. It's about 1 pound. It's got a Hacker motor on it. You can get about 15 minutes flying time out of it. It's a 3D airplane, so it'll do everything as far as flying goes, upside down. It'll hover, pretty much anything you can do, the pilot can do. A little demonstration for you.
Hello, my name's Don Lewis. I've been a member of the Hendersonville RC Club for several years. I'm currently the newsletter editor. I wanted to talk a little bit about electric planes in general and trainer aircraft in particular. This is an electric trainer, and you can tell it's a trainer because it has a high wing. The wing's on top of the fuselage, and it has got some dihedral in the wing where the wingtips are higher than the center of the wing. This gives the plane some stability. If you can imagine a pendulum, it kind of wants to stay level, and that's really what you want a trainer airplane to do, so that if you kind of get in trouble flying it, you can neutralize all the controls and it will return to level flight. An electric plane has got a motor instead of an engine, and there are basically 3 different kinds of motors you can get. You can get a standard brushed motor, which is the old style. They're not real efficient and they're not real powerful, but they're very inexpensive. You can get a brushed in-runner motor, which means the armature inside the motor can turns. Those are usually attached to a gearbox so that they can turn a larger propeller. And then you can get an outrunner motor where the outside case of the motor actually turns, and that provides enough torque to turn a large propeller, fly an airplane directly off of the motor without a gearbox. The power is supplied by several different types of batteries. The oldest battery is the nickel-cadmium battery. They're known for having the ability to put out a high number of amps. Then there's a nickel metal hydride battery that can't put out quite as many amps for the size of the battery, but they're lighter, so you can get more power out of them for the same weight. And they don't have as many issues with what people call memory. If you recharge the battery before it's fully depleted, NiCads will have a tendency to supply power for a lesser period of time if you don't let them run all the way out. The new types of batteries are the lithium-ion or lithium polymer batteries, which have a higher power density, so they're much lighter batteries. They provide a lot longer run times. They are limited more on the amount of amps that they can put out, but you can counteract that with a bigger battery. The electrics, the reason that they're becoming so popular is for the smaller planes, you can get the equipment to power a smaller plane that is lighter weight than using a gas or a glow-powered engine, and they are usually less expensive overall once you get started in the hobby. This is called a SIG Cadet EP42. It's got a 42-inch wingspan. It's electric powered. It has an in-runner motor that is directly running the propeller, so that's why the propeller is a little bit smaller. If it were an outrunner motor, it would probably have a 2 or 3 inch larger propeller on it. But for this aircraft, that's enough power and enough propeller to fly it very well. It's what we call a tail dragger, because as you can see, the tail is down and it drags the ground. These are a little bit more difficult to control on the ground than a tricycle gear, which would have a landing gear under the nose. These gear would be a little bit further back, so it would set on the ground like this. But once in the air, there's really not much difference in the two of them. This plane, as you see it now with all of the equipment in it, probably represents about $220. That doesn't count the transmitter. But you can get a radio system for somewhere around $100 that can fly this plane, that will have the receiver, all the servos that you need for it. The motor is about a $50 motor. The batteries run about $35 or $40 a piece. I like to have 3 batteries, one to fly with, one to be charging, and one to be cooling off, getting ready to be charged. That will allow you to fly pretty much all day long. The antenna on this plane, there's several ways to do it. Most of the planes you'll see will have the antenna wire coming out behind the wing, and it will be fastened with a rubber band to the tail. This one has a plastic tube that runs down the fuselage and lets the plane stick out the back. It's just a little bit cleaner look. But either way, the antenna and the radio will work just fine. This one is a 4-channel plane. As you can see, it's got ailerons, the little pieces on each end of the wing that allow the plane to roll, change its roll axis. It has the elevator back here. That is the pitch axis. It lets it go up and down. And the rudder, which is the yaw axis, that lets it go right and left. It also has throttle control, so you can vary the speed of the motor. It's a good flying little plane, although the wind, once you get over about 9 mile-an-hour wind, it's very sensitive to the wind and doesn't really like to fly away. So this is a calmer wind flying plane. The larger planes, of course, will fly better in the wind, and that's typically what you'll find out here in the afternoon. Is what we call a 40 size plane. That's a plane meant to utilize a 0.4 cubic inch engine, and it would fly in a reasonably strong wind, around 15 miles an hour. It's not too unhappy flying in that speed of wind, but the bigger the plane is, actually the more stable it is and the easier it is to fly. The small electrics are less expensive. They're easier to repair if you happen to crash one and break it, and they have a lot less risk, so that it's a good thing to learn to fly with some of the smaller electric planes.
tractor that I built from a kit. It's a 46 size engine, highly acrobatic. That's about all I can tell you.
Okay. How many flights do you have on it?
2.
2 flights. Okay.
The AMA is a national organization, and it has about 150,000 members nationwide. And the AMA does a number of things. Most people tend to think of it simply as a means of getting liability insurance, but the AMA is far more than that. They have youth education programs. They have flying site assistant programs that help local clubs acquire and keep flying fields. They also have grant programs that enable clubs to improve their fields. And it's one of the big things that the AMA does is it is in constant contact with the FAA and the FCC. Right now we have 50 channels that are allocated to us for flight, and if it wasn't for the AMA, we wouldn't have those. And of course, since 9/11, the FAA has had an interest in what we do as modelers. And the AMA has been working very closely with the FAA to allow us to be a self-governing body. There are a number of clubs throughout Tennessee, and not too long ago I accepted the position of being an associate vice president for the district. And also as an officer of the local club, I saw that many of us with our local clubs face the same problem, and that is our pool of talent, while it may be large, we keep drawing on the same small handful of people to manage our events each year. And we came to the conclusion that we could be far more successful in managing events if we pooled our resources. And we have formed the Middle Tennessee Radio Control Clubs Association, which now consists of 8 AMA-sanctioned clubs or chartered clubs in the Middle Tennessee area. And our association now is an AMA chapter. The first club, of course, is the Hendersonville Club. We have the Sumner County RC Flyers as member. the Music City Aviators in Madison, the Middle Tennessee Radio Control Society that has its field at Cane Ridge Park. We have the Middle Point RC Flyers from Murfreesboro, and Volunteer State Model Aviators from Springfield, Tennessee. We also have the club in Cookeville. They're also participating members in the association. We have 3 events each year. We have our members-only fly-in in the spring. We have a major air show and fly-in in the fall. And in late fall, we have our swap meet. The major event, of course, is our fall air show fly-in. And last year, we were able to use the Murray County Airport, which is an outstanding facility for a fly-in. And we had 85 pilots from 6 different states registered by noon on Saturday, which is an incredible turnout. And for 2008, we have again secured the airport, the Murray County Airport in Mount Pleasant, as our venue for our air show and fly-in. And we anticipate that we will probably have as many as 125 pilots participate.
My name is Jeff Jordan. I'm a member of the Hendersonville Radio Control Club. I've been flying model airplanes for about 20 years, and I've graduated to this great big one right here. I have some smaller ones, but this one's a lot of fun to fly because it is a scale airplane of a true full-scale acrobatic airplane. It's called an Edge 260. It's a mid-wing. As you can see, the wing is right here in the middle versus high or low. It's powered by a DA 50cc gas motor. Has 6 servos that power the control surfaces, as you can see. And it flies for about 20 minutes, and it is highly acrobatic. It does things such as rolls, loops, lamshavaks, flies inverted. It also does hammerhead turns, stall turns, Emmelmans, and it also flies the new 3D maneuvers, which I am not quite good enough to do yet, but I'm learning, as you'll probably see in the tape. The airplane, the engine runs on a mixture of gas and 2-stroke oil, 2-cycle oil, just kind of like your weed eater. It's pretty fuel efficient. I get about 15 to 20 minute flights on a 25cc tank, 25-ounce tank. Flying season, we fly all year round. As you can see, I'm dressed in a coat, and sometimes we're out here when it's freezing, sometimes we're out here when it's 100 degrees out. So we fly all year round, as long as it's not too windy or lightning or raining. This is a typical of a transmitter that operates the airplane. It has basically 2 sticks. One that this stick on the left controls the throttle by moving it up and down. Moving it left and right moves the rudder left and right. This stick over here makes the airplane go up and down, controls the elevator by moving the stick up and down. And then you move it side to side, and that moves the ailerons left and right. It is what they call computer radio. You can program it to set up all different types of flight modes, fail-safes. In case you lose radio contact with the plane, the radio will automatically change to the fail-safe mode, so the plane will fly around until it basically comes in almost for a landing by itself. Each one of these radios works on different channels. We have a board behind me here that has about 20 or 30 different frequencies, And the purpose of that is so we don't have two different pilots flying at the same time on the same frequency. If you do that, the receiver in the airplane does not know which transmitter is operating which receiver. So obviously you can cause a crash, and we don't want that to happen. So before every flight, we take a pin and we place it on the frequency board to let everybody else know that you have that frequency occupied, so there will not be anybody else using that frequency. At Hendersonville Radio Control Club, we have a great bunch of flight trainers, flight instructors. I think we have 3 now, and we have actually 3 training aircraft. So if anybody is interested in learning to fly but doesn't know if they want to spend the money to purchase their own airplane, they can use ours at no cost to them, learn how to fly, and believe it or not crash, which is the really a real benefit to learning on our training system. We have what we call a buddy box, which are 2 of these receivers with a cord going between the instructor and the trainee. And if the trainee starts flying, gets in trouble, the instructor takes control of the aircraft and gets it straightened out and turns it back over to the pilot while the airplane is in midair. A very easy way to learn how to fly, a very nice way to learn whether you even want to get in the hobby or not. And again, it doesn't cost you any money.